Good evening, UOW family. Thanks for joining us for another live. Uh, Tonight, Shaw couldn't join us. He's dealing with some other stuff. Got a special guest tonight, possibly some more. We'll see who joins in tonight. But want to bring up some incredible things that we've done on our side for some of the different departments from last year. And want you guys to know about kind of where EOW is going in general. So tonight will be kind of about that. I do have a special guest tonight named AJ. He's coming from K9 Unlimited. So they are a incredible company that I'm going to have him introduce here in a second. And tell you a little bit about that organization and what they do for police officers. And it's truly incredible. But we have some other news as well, so stay tuned as we go. Hey, AJ, how's it going?
How are you, Lance?
Good, good. Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself for the EOW family and what you do for Custom K9, and go from there.
Yeah, so I'm AJ Vargas, I'm the CEO of Custom K9 Unlimited, and I'm glad to just really be a part of EOW and have the opportunity to work with you guys. It's been awesome.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about what Custom K9 does in general, and then we'll kind of go on how our partnership came to exist.
Yeah, well, in general, we are a police and military working dog training facility. I guess that's the nuts and bolts of what we do. We provide support, training, products. We're a one source provider for those entities that are within that field.
Beautiful. So how we got connected with them, we've been working on a couple ideas over the last about 6 months now, I want to say.
Yeah.
Is that correct, AJ?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So about 6 months now, we've been working on some plans on how to give back to law enforcement officers, different communities, those kind of things. So Penny, AJ, a couple of the other staff members there, we discussed how we could get a couple departments that needed canine officers, needed handlers, needed new dogs, and how could we get all of that wrapped into one? And Custom K9 came through for us and is able to do all of the above. So AJ, tell us a little bit about your program, start to finish, and what you guys provide on that end.
Yeah, so the particular program that we were involved with this endeavor in our first project together was a multi-purpose handler package. And so what that included was a dog that's of age, pre-trained, and fully warrantied, paired with a handler that's sent to us by an agency. We put the two together and we then conduct training. 6 weeks of training with the handler and the dog together to hopefully reach an end goal of them being fully trained and then obtaining their certification that last week that they're with us.
So what we thought was so incredible is there's very few places that you can go to and get the training and the canine all in one. We've experienced this on the civilian side because one of the major companies that we work for has canines. And when we deal with that program, it's always been, all right, we'll go find the dog, and then we got to go find a trainer, and then we got to go find a certifier because the trainer and certifier are different. And then what do we do for extended training, right? And what you guys brought to the table for the extended training, right? So your follow-up training, go into that a little bit because that's something that I haven't seen in a training class before.
Yeah, so we found very similar problems that you're finding. We've been in the industry about 20 years, both from a consumer side of it, meaning I was buying dogs and sending my guys to training when I ran a canine unit. And then we recognized that problem. And then when we went on the commercial side of it, we also saw that, you get bits and pieces, but you never get the full aspect of what you're talking about. So included in all of our sales is that we offer the open facility, so the handler and the dog can return to us anytime and train. And then on top of that, every year they receive 40 hours of additional training at no cost. So that's also included. So essentially, anytime that handler wants to come back to us and train, they can, and then we'll segue that with setting aside 40 hours, 1 week of training with them every single year for the life of the dog and the team.
That's unheard of, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to partner with you guys. Now, how does EOW and Beyond the Call of Duty pair up with this? So tell us about Officer Doyle and why you guys took him on, and what's the story behind Officer Doyle?
Oh, well, it's pretty unique because he come to us not with a lot of experience, and so that's kind of unique in and of itself. We've been dealing with Walker County for a number of years. The sheriff for a very long time. I mean, matter of fact, their department wrote legislation and helped us to write legislation for the state of Georgia with dogs that have been killed in the line of duty. So wow. It goes back a number of years. We recently, they have a new supervisor and a new trainer that ends up coming to us, Schrader, last year, and completes his trainer's course. Along with that, he had a dog of his own that he had raised up from a pup, which is also kind of unique. And during his trainer's course, he took this dog fully through a training program and then came back and certified with that dog. Well, fast forward to what we're doing now. The handler was selected by the department through their selection process. And Schrader brings him up and lets him meet all the staff and see the facility and everything. And then they scheduled him to come to the next available class, barring us having a dog that we know fits their agency needs, the needs of their trainer, which is Schrader. Once all that married itself up, we got him into the next available class, which started December 13th, 2021, wow. And just ended.
Yeah, and he graduated, did good, is what I heard.
He did. It was tough. He acquired a couple of nicknames throughout the process, which is, one of those things when you have a class that sort of builds a bond, and this class did that. And, they're coming from different parts of the state. This just happened to be a class that was all Georgia boys. And so we had inner city Atlanta, Walker County, wow. And then a small municipality. And all these guys come together and, they're helping each other study. They're piggybacking off each other. They're, bantering and giving each other crap the whole time. And Doyle became known as Dirty Doyle to us. And he's a young kid. And it was just remarkable to see the transformation between him and the dog. And we give a weekly update to our supervisors because we want them to be informed as well on how their guys are doing. And we don't want to get to week 6 and then they find out their guys are having problems or whatnot. So we update them every week. And I remember the first week, Schrader calling me, he says, "Hey man, how's my boy doing?" And I said, "Well, if I would have known you were sending him, we would have probably charged you more for this." And I said, "No, he actually he did well. He adjusted. It was a bit of a culture shock, and we tell these guys the first few weeks it's hit or miss because you're drinking out of a fire hose, trying to take in all this information, trying to study for your test, trying to live a lifestyle of a handler, which is go, 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 and then get up and do it again." So it was a little bit of adjustment for him. Like I said, he's young, a few years in law enforcement, and, couple that with now coming down to a group of guys that are from all parts of Georgia, it was a culture shock to him. But him and the dog did well. They really did. They came together as a team. And it was good to see that transformation in front of my eyes. It really was.
Well, I've seen that many times with our handlers is that bond between the dog and the handler. It takes a while, like, and it's not always even during training. It can be all the way up to the last week of training that they truly bond, and that's hard because if you don't have that bond between the dog and the handler, you won't be able to pass the class. I've seen it too many times.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. That's the unspoken part of canine handling that a lot of people don't understand.
Hmm.
You see it, especially in a death of a canine, but
Yeah.
even before there, as you start to see them two come together, and I actually forwarded some pictures to you guys of them, and one of the pictures is that dog just watching him. So at the beginning, I sent a picture or a short clip of him walking with the dog, and this is like week one, beginning of week one, and the dog has no interest in him at all. The dog's kind of leading the way, looking elsewhere. Later on down the clips or pictures that I send, you see one where the dog's off leash and he's just watching the handler. All right, Daddy, what you want? What do you want me to do? Just tell me. And I've been doing this a long time, and I always say this is art to me. It
Yeah.
never ceases to amaze me when you start to see these things happen, and that bond is irreplaceable.
I got a couple of photos, and I just want to show him, and so that's him. Tell me
Well,
about
look
the
at
dog that you guys selected for him.
well, he reinforces our nickname, Dirty Doyle. Look at him.
Yeah, he's definitely dirty in that photo right there.
Um, so that's Rudy, Belgian Malinois from Holland, and he has a personality of his own as well, and pretty much like his daddy. But the most unique thing about this dog is his scream. We joked because we started building searches, and we're running building searches with this dog, and we tease him up, and this is the initial stages of it. And this dog is screaming bloody murder. He's not barking. He is
Yeah.
screaming bloody murder. And we're like, man, calm this down. We're in a neighborhood. People are going to beat this dog. And that was just him. He just screamed at the top of his lungs. Won't bark, just screams,
Yeah.
like it's just hard to explain, but
No, I've heard that scream. One of our other dogs does that, and it was terrible to break that, but it is intimidating to hear it. Tell you
yeah,
what.
that's right. But yeah, they came together good, and to see them even up to the last day, just continuing their training, the excitement between those two, and there goes the team there.
And that was another one. Who's the other handler there?
So that's Schrader. That's
Oh,
Leonard
okay.
Schrader. That's the trainer. Um, that's his dog, and this was on graduation day.
Perfect. It's a beautiful picture. I had one more up here.
Yep. But
Yeah.
that's early on in their training, and you see them just tight together, and they're both mirror pictures of each other looking up the hill. What do
Yeah.
we do next? Where are we heading next? That's awesome.
That's such a good bond. I love seeing that. I love seeing that grow with all the canines that I've worked with and I've seen over the years. It's truly an incredible experience to see that. Um, so overall, the reason that we talk about him is we were Beyond the Call of Duty was a sponsor to be able to sponsor him through that class, and we hope to be able to do that more overall because obviously we saw incredible things from you guys and what you guys did for this department, and just hope that we can provide that to other departments as well.
Yeah. Well, there's a training piece. There's a commitment from the agency, but there's also a funding piece.
Yeah.
Whether that funding comes from the department or it comes from a great organization like you guys that step up and help them out. Who knows how long they're taking them to get another dog, but they need it. Second night, I get a text from Schrader, and first night that they're on duty together, just the weekend they get done Friday, that weekend we get a text from them, and it's the handler holding up drugs in his hand that they just found where they
That's
just
incredible.
put it on a car. So they're already making a difference. And without the funding piece and without your guys' unselfish support, they would have never been able to do this. And it's remarkable to see the community. And I say the community, I view it as all of us being part of that community, just coming together and making this thing happen. It's remarkable.
And that's what we hope to see more of. And truly, we have so many reasons that we started this foundation, but this is one piece of it, is how can we give back to the survivors and the departments that we meet along the way, that are affected every day and are putting their lives on the line for our communities. And you guys do your part, and we just hope that we can give back and do our part as well.
Well, you certainly going well beyond. We've been in this industry a long time, and you can see an organization that gives bits and pieces. And not to say that's something to look over, but it's rare that you find an organization that says, "Hey, we're going to foot the total bill. Send your guy to training, get them fully trained, and let's get them out there. Let the team protect and help to protect the community." And you guys absolutely did that. And it just takes a lot of burden off these agencies and them trying to find a way to make this happen.
Yeah. We just hope to be able to do more of that over the years. I do want to put up your guys' logo, make sure everybody sees it. The website is very in depth. One of the first comments we made when we went to your website is the level of professionalism and how much information you can have. And if you guys call in, there's Penny is phenomenal. I had some technical issues with her today on the phone, but every time I call her, she's the sweetest lady I've ever met. And she has so much information, and if she doesn't know it, she'll find it. So definitely want to give a huge shout out for her. She couldn't make it tonight, but your whole team, you have a great team, and I was able to meet a couple of them on our Zoom the other day, and can't wait to get out there and see you guys' program in person and go from there. Oh, hold on now. We have another one. Leonard, is that you?
There he goes.
Yeah.
Hey, Leonard, how's it going?
It's going very busy tonight.
I bet. I see you're in the patrol car.
Yes, sir.
So
PJ's trying to join. The weather has been pretty trashy tonight.
Oh, no. And you guys are busy on top of that. That's never good. You guys have snow or rain?
Snow.
That's a killer. So I was just talking about to AJ about the program and everything, and what your guys' department needed, and able to get Doyle through the program and everything. And what does that mean to your guys' department? And how does it help you guys?
Are y'all still there?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, you just went away. I think it was PJ was trying to call me.
Okay.
No, our program, it's always been 2 dogs for the past 25 years. And of late, we've just dogs passing away, dogs retiring. And so when the last canine we got from Custom Canine that was still here, Missy, was a Dutch Shepherd. She had to retire. She was having seizures. And I just happened to have a really good dog at home that I had trained throughout the years and got certified through Custom Canine. Had it not been for that, we wouldn't have a canine right now.
Yeah.
Until, of course, y'all donated the money and the time for PJ to go out there and get Rudy and go through the handler course. So it is a godsend for us because we have a huge county and border Chattanooga. So we have the work for 4 to 6 dogs, but having that extra dog, it takes a load off my plate as well, being the only handler for the county.
Oh, absolutely. You can have a day off now once a month.
Yes. PJ,
AJ was telling me that they're already performing too.
Yes. He got a 22 grams of meth, some huge shards of meth from a traffic stop Wednesday night, and then the drug task force took that information and went and served a warrant and got 10 ounces of meth and a bunch of pills from the guy off that traffic stop.
That's incredible.
And they were telling me they were going to go do a search warrant from that. And I was like, oh, I'll go. But of course, this was 3 hours after I was supposed to be off work. And I was like, you know what? No, we have another dog. I'm going to the house. I'm going to eat supper on the plane.
So I know from a donor and from AJ's as a trainer, that just makes us feel good. You know, he's out there. He obviously learned a lot, and you guys are putting him to work. So it makes us incredibly happy, and I'm sure AJ feels the same. So
I can't thank AJ enough. And of course, y'all, this means a lot to us, being able to keep a dog out on the road. Now there's only a small window of time throughout the week that there's not a dog on the road.
Good.
And I don't know how to pause this to jump over and try to get PJ in. I sent him the link again, and I don't know where he's at.
Did he not get it? I can jump you out real quick, and then just give me a hand wave when you're ready.
Okay.
So while he's taking care of that, AJ, since I have you on the line, I wanted to talk to you about something else that we just did, kind of along the same lines, just being able to keep that heritage and what we believe in and giving back to the community. And we actually just received the news report. We put it on our Facebook today. I don't know if you were able to take a look at it, but Grand Forks Police Department lost an officer back in 2020, and that was Cody Holt. And it was an incredible department to visit. The family was wonderful to meet. Well, they ended up, they were going to trade his vehicle in and be able to get a reimbursement to be able to get a new car to replace it because it was getting out of age. Okay. And we were able to donate to them to be able to get that put into a museum there locally. And so I actually put that on the Facebook page so everybody can see it. But those are things that we like to do to be able to memorialize the officers that we lose, to take care of the departments that we visit. You know, we're always looking for that. Last year, we donated to a we donated to a memorial for State Patrol because they needed some extra funding. There's a lot of that, so we do. All right, let's see it. Was he able to join in? Oh, he just went out. That's right. He'll come back. Anyway, so there's a lot of that stuff that we do. And go ahead, AJ.
No, I was going to say, yeah, that totally is remarkable, Lance. I mean, just to, you know, it's just hard to find those that are willing to step up a lot of times, you know, and it's the little things. It's not even the big things that you do that people appreciate the most. And that's going to make his family forever grateful, you know, getting that vehicle into a museum and preserving that. But I think it's also a realization from someone in law enforcement to realize that this is a dangerous game. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Now we got the whole team in here. Hey, Patrick, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
I think I'm in some bad. I've got some bad service.
No worries. No worries. It happens. You're. I heard you guys are pretty busy and some bad weather tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just want to check in on you. How's the dog doing? How was training? I heard you're graduated now. How was the process?
The process was great. I couldn't ask for any better leadership. I know I probably made AJ go a little bit more bald than he already was.
You mentioned that before, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure that happened, but I couldn't ask for a better experience. I really learned a lot. I know that I've got a lot to still learn. And I know that AJ and Buck and all their people will always be there to ask any or answer any questions I have to ask.
That's one of the things, AJ, that I saw from your guys' program is that you don't lose track of your handlers. You know, at any time, you know, Doyle or Schrader is able to reach out to you and ask you questions and stuff. That's very different.
Yeah, you know, I was once in their shoes, and you know, nights like this where you need help or you need somebody to turn to, I just didn't have that.
Yeah.
And that was something that's important to us. I mean, we have a process of follow-up, we have a process of staying in touch, we have a process of allowing them to come back for training. We want to be a part of their career. We want to see them blossom. And you can't do that alone.
Yeah.
The one thing we always speak about at every graduation is we got to return the favors to those that have helped throughout the years. And we encourage our handlers and our trainers to do the same thing, because not everybody's as fortunate that they are. Some people are not getting the training that they got.
I can tell you that I've seen bad training, and it's not good.
No. But you know, we're blessed to be able to have the resources to help these guys, and that's important to us. You know, beyond anything else, if it's in the middle of the night or early in the day, we need to be there to help them.
Patrick, what was your favorite part of the whole process?
I don't really have a good answer for that. I think it would probably have to be the learning process of the entire training, which is astronomical, because I've been around dogs my entire life, but they were always hunting dogs, and seeing the difference between an active dog and then you've got the working dog, and it's just a huge learning curve. And that's probably the only thing that I got to answer that question.
It's a big difference.
It is, and it's like drinking out of a fire hydrant. And I really wish that we could have had more time, but I understand being able to push people back out and get people into rotation and everything like that. But the learning, that's probably the best part of this entire process.
That's incredible to hear. Well, I heard you already been doing good. And again, Patrick, thank you for coming on. Schrader, thank you for coming on tonight. You guys have anything else for us? Any last words?
I don't know if Schrader had mentioned our first bus. Did you tell him about that?
Yeah, Schrader was just talking about it. What did it feel like from your perspective, though? Your first bus you go on, right? You'll never forget, ever. But tell me about the bond between you and your dog at that first bust and how you felt.
I knew that he was in odor on that, and AJ he preached it religiously. Trust your dog. I'm not even gonna lie, I was a little hesitant on it. And Schrader's like, "Hey, listen, trust your dog," and I was like, "I trust him. I know that that's a change of behavior." And I was like, "I know that," and just. I don't really know how to explain that. When me and Schrader got into the vehicle, when I found that, my eyes lit up. I was just like, holy crap, we finally did it. I didn't think we'd do it this quick, but we did it.
That's incredible.
But me and him worked really well on it. I'm hoping to do it again tonight if we ever get a chance to slow down.
What week was it when you finally found your bond between you and your dog?
It was probably the end to the beginning of week 4, probably. I started to see a pretty good piece of that bond. I didn't realize it at first because I'm goofy and he's goofy. So when it finally started to come together a little bit more, I was like, well, you know what, this is going to be okay. Because I was kind of tired of stressing AJ out, but that really it fueled me to go a little bit further. But by the time week 5 rolled around, I knew. I was like, this is my dog. I'm ready.
That's it. AJ, what's the fastest you ever seen a bond between a dog and a handler?
I would say I've seen some, week 1, where, they just click, and some of its personalities. And I don't think Doyle, and I mentioned this earlier, Doyle's a little bit younger, and I don't think he's as bad as he gives himself credit of being. And, and a lot of that is confidence. We're hard on the guys, because we tell them that Friday night they leave us, they're on their own.
Yeah.
And we have to be able to rest easy at night, knowing that they're ready. If something goes down, we have to know that they're not just not prepared to handle the situation, but mentally prepared. And then we want to make sure that dog is not a hindrance to them. It's an asset.
Oh, absolutely.
They get into a bad situation and that dog becomes a hindrance to their tactics. That's not good either. So we are tough on them, but we're tough on them because of those reasons. And I think Doyle, even when he's saying, I knew it, but I wasn't, I was a little hesitant. That's his personality.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's further along in a lot of regards than he gives himself credit for. For one, if we didn't feel confident in where he was, we would have kept him and made him stay longer for training.
Absolutely.
So he's absolutely ready. Yes, he has the experience that he has to have to become more seasoned, but he definitely has all the assets, both from a dog perspective and a handler perspective, to be successful. And so I don't worry about that. I do worry about his own mind holding him back at times, but the capabilities are absolutely there.
But we grow with our time in the program and everything. I'm sure, Schrader, from a year ago when you went through this program, and you've been dealing with dogs before that, but when you went through this program a year ago to now, I'm sure that you've improved immensely from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of time. It's time. You laid the foundation, AJ, and your team did, but now it just goes from here. And I appreciate you guys being on here tonight and talking with me. I hope, Patrick, that you go out there and get some great busts out there. Use the dog to benefit your community, and that's all we can hope. And thank you guys for everything.
Thank you.
But keep us updated, Patrick, and let us know between how the dog's doing and everything. We love those stories. All right.
Yes, sir. I'll keep you well updated.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Get back to work. Thanks, AJ. I appreciate it. You have a good night, all right?
You too.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. Again, that was Custom K9 Unlimited. They're down in the Georgia area. Phenomenal group of people, phenomenal training overall. Again, this is why we do what we do, one portion of it, right? We have multiple facets, remembering the survivors, taking care of the families, taking care of the departments, giving back to those communities, and making sure we're sharing the love of Beyond the Call of Duty and through that end of watch ride every year. Please do what you can to share our word, our Facebook, our posts that we make, and what our foundation is about, because through your guys' support and love, that's how we're able to continue what we do. Keep all our trailers moving around the the country every year. This year is going to be a very long trip for us. There is over 500 listed right now for 2020. And so there'll be a lot of departments we're visiting this year, even more than last. I don't want to talk about new trailers and stuff that's in the works, but once that's all released, we'll get that information to you guys so you can see it. But we're very excited for it, and can't wait for you guys to see what we're working on. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Please reach out with any comments, concerns. We are still looking for writers for this next year. We will be starting in May timeframe, and we'll be on the road for about 3 months. So if you can join us for a couple weeks, we'd love to have you. We still need truck drivers. We need bike riders. We need support crew. Gosh forbid, we need camera crew because I can't always be there to capture every incredible moment that happens. So the more the merrier. Please volunteer on our website. Reach out to us. Send any questions you have on that. But please join our team. We'd love to have you. There's plenty of work for everybody to do. We always are looking for volunteers. So please reach out to us and help us out in any way you can. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.